Hello. You might notice that I've only just loaded into farms and everything's gone wrong today. Oh, I've had a day. It looks like some of my settings have been reset. That'll do for today. Let's just play some alerts because Matt Wicks has become a member. Matt, thank you very much if you're here. As well as Nathan TMF, who hasn't been around in forever. And this happened too.
Old MacDonald had a farm and it exploded.
There we go. That's all caught up with the what's the new updates to seasons? I have no idea, Bradley. I genuinely know. What's new with the update to Platinum? There's one thing that I really want to check. So let's get the item that needs to be tested first. Hello, Tom, Chris Blattman, Foxtrot Jim Bob, Hayden, and Jag and Kian. I see you around again, Jag. Let's check. Is this still electric? It is now diesel. What's the patch notes? I haven't read them. Oh my, I'm stressed. Everything went wrong going into the stream. Literally everything went wrong. Yeah, Seasons didn't get a huge update. Farm Sim, I've been told, got a fairly substantial one. And Platinum was bug fixes. Like, whenever you see an update at this stage of the game, odds are it's just they're trying to fix the bugs. So, there's very rarely going to be like this massive new feature put in. And that's probably actually the patch for the DLC. For the Burgo DLC. That is probably it. That's... Because it doesn't make sense them bringing out two patches in very quick succession. It makes sense them patching now and then bringing out the DLC... when is it? 2 weeks now? So, I think that's what happened today. Just fixes and new sounds. So, not huge differences, but differences. New Torian sound? Oh, hang on, let's test this. How much is the Torian? I'm going to cheat. So let's... Cheat money... 500,000. Just so that definitely got enough. And we'll get one of each Torian. So let's see if this sounds any different. It does sound more diesel-y. Nice John Deere. Thank you, Tom. I found it myself. Okay. Yeah, they have changed the sound on this one. Of that I am sure. Still not 100%, but it's much better than it was. And we will get rid of the Torians now. Because they were just for demo, and we will go just... Cheat money... minus 500,000. Am I using a wheel right now? No, I'm using an Xbox controller. An Xbox One controller, in fact. I have a wheel, I choose not to use it for farm sim because it's too much hassle to set up. And to be honest, I've got everything I need bound to the Xbox controller, so there's no necessity for me to have the wheel. Between the Xbox controller and my keyboard, which is in a very convenient position, I've got all the controls I need. Hello, Danny boy. How's it going today? This field I'm in now is the field in which your oats failed to grow. That's really odd. I don't know why your oats failed. As you can see, this field does in fact grow. Tired, just back from work? Oh, fun. I'm using my shill... Hang on, my shill thermos today, which I unintentionally set up the wrong way. It's got a Rainbow Dave logo on it. You can buy it on... I think it's Spreadshirt I use. But if you want a Rainbow Dave thermos, you can buy one. And I'm not using it just to shill. I genuinely use the thermos, like, daily. You work in bus Aaron. Ooh, buses. Fun. Fun. The following year, everything failed to grow, including grass. Has to be the Geo. I'm guessing it might be the Geo. I'm using default Geo, Jim Bob. I mean, it's good enough for me. That's Spreadshirt I use. Also, props to Yanis for remembering the command that I forgot. Work experience. That's good. That's probably interesting then. Like, I can imagine just driving buses all day would be very boring, but actually work experience there might be interesting. Also, I know there are more jobs in Bus Éireann than just driving buses. Hello, Aaron. How is it going today? I find it funny that my Flight Sim stream yesterday's did as well as today's stream is. You have a bookmark of Nightbot commands. GG. Hello, DMF. All the commands downloaded the Welsh Geo made by Rismus. Probably isn't the Geo, it's probably that it just didn't have enough rain. Buster, hello. Electric, hello. Everybody's going in saying hello and leaving. I'm doing good, Aaron. But, yeah, when I like spout commands to people, I don't have them written down anywhere. The commands that I remember off the top of my head. I just have them locked away in a room called commands, and that room is usually on fire, and I can see them just about through the smoke. It's very interesting. It's also the room where I keep my how to light fire guides. Hence the fires. In my mind palace. No, I just, because I made all the commands, I can remember the vast majority of them. There's some that I forget periodically, but most of them I can remember. Yeah, Alex. What about the Kung Fu Panda doing Call of the what? What's the update for Farm Sim 4? I would imagine it's actually to facilitate the Burgo DLC in a couple of weeks. Could you have a demonstration of the gong, please? Yes, but while I do it, I might as well give it its other use. If you subscribe, you should hit the notification bell. And when you have, you know, when I start streaming, you the bell will go something like this, and you'll get a notification through. Also, I occasionally use it to alert mods of stuff in chat. There's an update patch for Platinum. Yeah, I figured as much with the timing. I figured as much with the timing of the patch that it is. No, there's two patches, Buster, actually. No, I tell a lie. There was the Platinum update, but there was also a game patch to facilitate the DLC in a couple of weeks. Do I put a small gong on Alex? No. In fact, Alex, why did you need to know about the gong? School 5 miles from you is the confirmed case of the virus. In a parent. Unless the child also has... Yeah, also has been confirmed now. But it was all over Sky News this morning when I was having my morning coffee and perusing the news. You only saw the Platinum DLC one. Yeah, there was a game update today as well. Hey, White Gaming. What's up? Not a whole lot. We're just doing some farming. Your PE teacher sends his kids there? Well, stay away from him. No hugging your PE teacher. There's a lot of, like, misconceptions about COVID-19, and it's frustrating for me as somebody who knows how these things work. You could just imagine my frustration when I hear people say, it's airborne. No, it's not. But it's only in China. No, it's not. But it's Chinese people. No, it's not. But no. But no. Most of what people think is usually wrong because they put 2 and 2 together and get 73. What happened with the Combine? I made it into an art project. It's now an art piece demonstrating the fragility of using combine harvesters and heavy equipment in farming. Don't you get me started on COVID-19. It's frustrating when you know science and it's like, no, none of this is the case. Why is the media doing this to me? Media, no, none of this is correct. Like there was a story today that there's a vaccination. It's like, yeah, that's great, but best case scenario, it gets deployed mid-May, early June. It's not much use right now. And if it has been proven at all, it's likely been proven in mice, which, while a useful analog, aren't people. Don't know if you knew that or not, but mice tend not to be humans. Mice are used because they have a very short life cycle. And it gets really frustrating watching the news be like, this has been proven, and you look up the papers like, it's been proven in mice. All of them have been proven in mice. There's literally a Twitter account that just shouts in mice at these articles. By the time the virus could be gone or mutated, exactly. You're in hospital watching your phone, you think you have COVID-19. You're just as likely to have the flu, quite honestly. In fact, you're more likely to have the flu. It has very similar symptoms. That's why a lot of the problems are happening, is people just think they've got the flu. Because it basically got the same symptoms as a general flu for 90% of people. In fact, I'd say it's up to 98% of people. It's just, well, 95. There's maybe 5 to 10% that it's a bit more severe in, and 2% that it's incredibly severe in. Most people are going to be fine. But the panic the media is causing, or the hype, or whatever you want to call it, is basically because they want people... That makes sense. They want people to be aware of it because it's the most vulnerable people, medically, that are going to be in big trouble because of the infection. So trying to get it into people's heads that it's something worth being concerned about. Gotta love the doomsday purpose causing panic. I know! And then you get the scientists who are just like, well, wash your hands. Don't let people sneeze or cough on you. It's not actually that difficult to be prepared against it, quite honestly. And if you're super concerned, wear a surgical mask. All problems solved. I don't get the panic. They just thought, COVID-19 is the end of the world. And like, no. If you're really concerned, go out less. And when you do go out, wear a surgical mask. It's It's a good thing they're closed because some people have flu-like symptoms. Some of them, some of them it is coronavirus. The one near Alex, it definitely is coronavirus. That's been confirmed. Masks don't help much. I mean, if you get a P3 mask, it will mitigate. It won't prevent, but it'll mitigate. If you're, if people are super concerned, they can wear those full-face plastic P3 masks you can get that are in the hazmat suits. They're costly, but I mean, they'd mitigate. Wouldn't prevent. If anything, like, if nothing else, it's good to have a placebo. It's always good to have placebo effects, because it's been well proven that the thought of something helping does actually help. You know, guys saying we needed that multiplies at least in sight. Oh god. I mean, I worked with, granted, COVID-19 is like category, I think 3 pathogen at the moment. I've worked with Cat 2, and literally the only precaution we took was to wear gloves and to not touch our face in college. And it, like, sure, you gotta take a bit of extra precaution, but it's not like wear plague masks and wrap yourself in cling film constantly, or else you will get the plague. It's like, don't let people cough on you, and maybe wash your hands a bit more. And just generally keep good hygiene. And if you're really concerned, don't go out as much. And that's your... hey, look, you're completely safe. The big problem is just people don't, by and large, understand the science behind it. And that's why they're scared. They hear these terms and it's like, oh, scary. Oh, I knew that. Did he face off against AJ then, to set up the Mania match? Also, I can make it better. Not that I'll watch, so it's not a spoiler, but yep, yeah, I figure as much. Wrestling isn't predictable, I swear. I am so glad that I've got that on my soundboard. Also, could you let me know if they do the really dumb thing that I think they're going to do? You already know what that dumb thing is. I'm curious to see how stupid they get. What else do I have on the soundboard? This.
Do a barrel roll.
Headphone warning. This.
No, this is Patrick.
This. This.
That's how we do it in my garden.
This. 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 And this. I have sounds for all occasions. Excuse me, could you? Thank you. Do 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 do. And close the gate. Oh, here we go. This is gonna be a bit of mowing to do here. Also, maybe I should come in from the edge a bit because it's getting angry. Because terrain doesn't like trying to be in line with roads generally. There we go. The train should be arriving again soon. One eternity later. It won't go as like it won't take as long as you initially think. I've noticed with a mower like this. Because I'm basically continuously moving. It's only going to take maybe 10-15 minutes for me to mow this entire field. It's actually the picking up of the silage afterwards that'll take a bit longer. I am tempted to get a forage wagon just to make that a bit quicker. Hello, Michael. Long time no see, dude. Do I get the realistic milking mod? No, because I mean, I don't think it. I don't know if it'll work with seasons, basically. Tiernan, hello. I don't want to run the gauntlet of mods that may or may not work with seasons. I'm incredibly busy. Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm keeping myself good and busy lately. Dude. Simulate's watching wrestling, so he might not be in chat all that much. He's watching WWE, the Arabic Hell House Party, where they go to Saudi Arabia and put on a really bad pay-per-view. I'm curious if they'll do some dumb stuff, so hopefully he'll keep me updated on that. Because there's some really dumb crap they could pull today. Got 1 terabyte extra storage in a PC now, laptop with no hard drive. Nice! Hey, cuz. I want / need to get a new hard drive. It will be an HDD because I can't justify paying out for like several terabytes of SSD yet. But I'm holding money for various things at the moment. Once I get about 60 or 70 euro aside for something else after like hard drive price, then I might buy a new hard drive. Train. Train is definitely coming, I promise. There it goes. I could do some hay in this field, but I mean, we've got but tons of hay as is, so I'm thinking the best option is just to continue with. You love the train? Fun fact. Back in FS17 when Oxy was making the map, he asked me what kind of trains ran in Ireland, and I had to Google it. And that is an actual train, or a model of train that did run in Ireland up until the 1960s or whatever. 26 years old in this entrance still gives you goosebumps. Yeah. I mean, it is one of just the entrances in wrestling, to be quite honest. He's supposed to be on Raw in a couple of weeks, so I might bite the bullet and actually tune in just to watch the entrance. Hey Steve, how's it going today, dude? Meow. Kirk, hello. Tanghand? The hell is Tanghand? Also, shouldn't Landy be at... He must have taken today off because of the thing that happened yesterday. Okay. I'm doing good, Steve. Steve? Yeah. Steve and Steven back to back. That is not fun. Hello, Steven. How to confuse me. Have a Steve and a Steven say things in chat one after the other. Or two similar names in general. Do 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 do. Bright side of all this is the cows will not go hungry again. And we shouldn't have the concern about silage that we did during the winter. Going to spring. You see farmers and lorry drivers do to each other and they meet one another. I have no idea what you mean still. I have no idea. I am clueless Dave. Which is different from normal Dave because of reasons. Put a front mower on. No. Because it wouldn't make a difference to what I'm trying to do. In fact, it would probably hinder what I'm trying to do. There we go. Front mowers are great for getting things done faster, but they cause their own problems. So, there's no need for me to have a front mower when I'm doing these fields. Have I not seen bus drivers wave to each other? No, I don't pay attention to that. It's quicker, but it's not going to help with what I'm trying to do, James. Also, my save game. I don't tell you what to do with your saves. I like how I actually got in there before his argument. Hey, Fit. Also, Steve, it's going to get really complicated when I go to the up and down bits. There's a reason more than what I'm doing here swath-wise, because I could have a front mower for this bit. Totally. Once I start doing the up and downs, you'll see why a front mower would be a bad idea. It's like waving to the rebel... Oh, okay. So it's just generic salute. Oh no! John Deere sounds great. I think it's a bit loud. It's my only criticism. I really need to at some point go into the files for some of these mods and just tweak the sounds a bit. Okay, let's just turn... Okay, I meant to turn the mower off, not everything, but that works too. Makes more work on front mower too. No, because I could use the rear swather to swath it into the front more. However, what I'm doing is... You'll see. You'll see what I'm trying to do. The front mower would get in the way. It allows me to turn tighter without a front mower as well. Also on a realism front, which is rare for me, I almost never see tractors with this style of mower have a front mower. Because this style of mower is kind of made that you don't need a front mower because it's got a swather on the back. And most farmers in Ireland can't afford to have, you know, two big old mowers, even, you know, because they're expensive to run, they require maintenance, they're expensive to buy in the first place. So like, there's a few reasons why I'm doing this the way that I'm doing this, but you'll see my plan in a second. At least this way I don't need to... Yeah, well, maybe should there, but... Right, now you get to see the master plan in action. This goes up. I pick my spot about halfway down the field. Down, on, go. Can't even afford one on your uncle's farm. Probably could, but just contract it. Yeah, but like even farmers that can afford one, they probably have more fields than they could do with one more, so they still contract it out. It's just to reduce the amount that they pay the contractors. Let's work on turns, etc. Pretty much, yeah. Like, I don't need to be concerned about a lot of the stuff you would be concerned about, the front mower and the rear mower. Plus, this is pretty authentic to my area in general, the way that I'm mowing. Don't see anything different on the Class DLC update. Try refueling the Scorpion, Kevin. So I get the arguments behind me getting the front mower. I'm not saying, no, you're wrong. Because if you want to play like that, fine, but I kind of want to do farming in the style that I see around here. Hence why a lot of my equipment's quite small on this map. Because the farms around here have small equipment. For the most part. They changed a lot. Yeah, but the only one that I've actually noticed, because I haven't looked at the changelog, is the Scorpion refueling. That's actually probably the most obvious thing. They changed sounds for the Torian as well. Fixed a lot of things. I didn't find too many bugs in Platinum, to be honest. There are probably a few, but I didn't notice all that many. The wheel loader sound, yeah, the Torian sounds are different now. Much improved. Still not perfect, but much improved. Apparently some people did. Yeah, the only two things I really noticed with the Torian sounds... Just trail for silage, yeah. Like I'm doing silage. If I was doing hay, I'd totally be fine with a front mower. Hell, I'd use butterflies for hay. But silage, you want to try and keep it as road as you can, and it's easier to just do that with the one mower. Especially a swathing mower. Yeah, the only two things I noticed were the blatant refueling issues with the Scorpion and the sound of the Torians. Which are probably the two biggest issues that were in the DLC. Tractor with a front PTO and front mower are unneeded costs. I mean, that's also an issue, yeah, because you've got twice as many hydraulics and PTOs to worry about. It's all about cutting costs. Like, in real life here, 7810s do tend to have front hydraulics, but those front hydraulics are generally used for weights. That's it. They just throw a front weight on, usually homemade, with an old oil barrel and some cement. And there you go. You got your you got your weight in your tractor. But it's not. I think even in real life you'd contract out these fields for the most part if you had a farm that like this. The more time spent faffing, the less time to pick it up. I mean, you've got about 6 hours when it's at this colour. When it's this green, you got about 6 hours between mow and hay, so you've got time. Hey David, how's it going? It's going good here. Just doing some silage cutting and talking about how it will be done in reality, because this is one of the very few things that I do tend to try and do vaguely realistically. I think I'm doing a good job on this map to do it fairly true to life. Even Pemberton's dairy farm uses this mower. They've got a lot of grass to cut for 300 cows. Yeah. Because it's a simple mower. There's less to worry about with something like this. You've got 2 pieces of equipment as opposed to 3 to worry about. He's getting an iron bar slot, load of wheel weights over. Then I got a front link. I've seen that too. We got any snow? We got a bit last week. And kind of dribs and drabs as well the last couple of days, but nothing that stuck. It fell and a hard worker. It fell and immediately melted. Barrel, bit of concrete sand in the barrel, coupler and bang weight. Yep. It's pretty much what I see as well, Foxtrot. There's a few different configurations of weights. It's rare that I'll see like a John Deere weight. Yeah, there's tons of farms that do all of their own grass because it works out cheaper that way. If they just have the one mower to worry about, and it's relatively simple in construction and very reliable. There's no need for contractors if you can do it all yourself. Especially if you got an old conventional baler, you can totally do hay that way. The other advantage with trailed mowers is you're not running over what you're cutting. That is also true. Did I get a new tractor? I got it not yesterday, but Tuesday. Spudman. And this field. We sold off 100,000 litres of milk because I didn't realise we had it. And I decided to splurge on a new tractor and a new field, and we got rid of the class Arion because it was too small for my needs. Treadmoor, Pottinger, jumbo wagon for silage. Yeah. No sleep trigger animals. No sleep trigger on animals is probably intentional. Not seasoned ready. Isn't a bug. I don't particularly count them as bugs. They're inconveniences, sure, but you look at the Giants maps, they, I think, have a sleep trigger, but no animals. Even in New Farmer, they, like, there's no minimum requirements for what makes a map. You need fields and vehicles, and Boom, map. And some sell points, ideally. What is it? It is a John Deere 7810. Which I thought was particularly fitting for this map. Also, apparently I've opened the door at some point. How did I do that? Okay, that's how I did that. There we go. You can't even harvest the fields at all. Doubt. I doubt that's the case. Sounds nice. Yeah, if I could remember where I actually got it. It's replacing the smaller class. If I can remember where I got it, I would tell you, but apparently it's on like all of the mod sites. This is therapeutic. This is why I love mowing, Liam. Like it's genuinely just relaxing, and one of the most fun things. This is stupid, you know. It is a dull, tedious task, yes, but it's one of the most fun tasks in the game because it's so repetitive that you don't really need to think. You just kind of line up and go. Like it's almost meditation as well. Forgot to refill this. Mowing hay is awesome. I mean, this is going to be silage, Chad, but same basic principle, I guess. Almost time for grass. Well, Steve, this is the DLC. DLCs get higher standards, so yeah, it's a bit. It's unfortunate if that is the case. See you, Buster. Use a small class as a yard tractor, pretty much. I think that's all it's really overly useful for in the game. Unfortunately, FarmSim does kind of push you towards increasingly large equipment. A lot of the time. I'm doing good, David. How are you? Yeah, Steve now realizes why I'm not complaining about the criticism. It's like, yeah, no, DLC, that's a much higher standard than mods. Anything you pay for has a higher standard than something that's free. That's the way I look at it, is if there's money involved, my standards suddenly rocket. Suddenly skyrocket. If it's free, I'm like, oh, this is a bit of a shame. I wish it wasn't like this, but it do be like this. Yeah, look at it. I almost guessed dead center of the field. I'm quite impressed. Also, yes, I am refilling my e-cig well. I've got cruise control on. The ones do it, don't do it. It being a Giants DLC, you'd expect the same. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is you expect Giants quality from Giants. Anything less is a disappointment. And again, anything paid, higher standards. Whether it's made by amateurs or professional, if I'm paying for it, I've got, you know, I've got sky-high standards. And the more I pay, the higher my standards get. So if my standards are high with, what, €15 farms and stuff that, I don't know the prices of any of the DLCs. But I am very, 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 very incredibly kindly given by Giants. Imagine what my standards are like for $80 flight sim payware. So, some of my flight sim payware is $80. Can't wait for Straw Harvest. I'm looking forward to it just because there's more to do in the winter, in seasons. Everybody must read stuff, Steve. Did I see SnowRunner's coming out? Yes! I'm not all that interested. It's just not a game that is for me. That said, it looks stunning. It does look stunning. I'm very impressed with the tech they're putting into it. You know, that there's a lot of innovation going on there. $80 payware mod? Yeah. I mean, when Microsoft Flight Sim comes out, I am very likely to pay over $100 for some payware. Flight Sims ain't cheap because you gotta buy rights to planes and then model systems of airplanes. And the higher standard that is done to, the higher the price point. There's one group, PMDG, that you're looking at about $100 a pop. $35 pieces for them to test every aspect. Not much of a defense, but it was huge. Yes. I mean, that's the thing, is there were so many moving parts in the DLC that there were always going to be things missed. You'll find that it's going to be the same in the Burgo. There's going to be some small little niggly bugs. Hello, James. I think Giannis is now realizing why flight simming is seen as a hobby more than just a method of gaming. Because there's a lot of investment goes into it, and it is my hobby. And I don't do it enough. I might do a few flights over the weekend. Hop on VATSIM, do some flights, and maybe even harass Traff in Portugal. Because he's, for some reason, decided to sign up to join ATC in Portugal now. There we go. On VATSIM, which is all voluntary, by the way. You'll stick to FS being flight sim or farm sim? But, yeah, when people hear the prices of flight sim payware, they're like, what the crap? Why do you pay that much for it? It's like, it's good. It's fun. It's a hobby. It's like people who collect rare coins. They pay hundreds for those. And they just get to look at them. Drive to Survive Season 2 launches this Friday. I may or may not watch it. I am 100% unsure on that. Or, to put it another way, I am 0.2% sure. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I can be bothered watching... Like, other than maybe if there was an entire episode on the Haas and Rich Energy debacle, I'd watch that episode. Or like an episode on Ferrari's various team orders woes over the season. I'd watch that one, but I wouldn't watch the entire season. Spent nearly 300 quid on one. Yeah, I mean, flight sim is it's one of the cheaper hobbies, but it's a it's as they say, a gateway drug, because you start doing flight sims and you suddenly want to fly real planes, and that's when it gets expensive. Because I mean, a plane is you're looking at about 40,000 euros for like a little Cessna. And then it kind of goes up from there. Probably wouldn't rush the whole thing on Saturday. Yanis, do you want to help set up the server on Saturday? I'll be probably in the admin voice room in Discord for a while, or somewhere in the admin room. I'm not sure how we're going to do it yet. But the plan currently is we're setting up the server on Saturday and launching it Saturday evening, so that people can download mods. Or relaunching, I guess. Because I want to clear out all the mods that are currently on it and start from scratch effectively. Hello, Henry. So I would appreciate as many of the server admins as possible being around on Saturday to help choose mods and suggest mods. The admins are on more than me, so that's why they get the power. I simply provide the server. The admins actually run it. What more is this? This is CD's Cavern Tarap. We find a suitable map then? Yes, but I can't remember which one it is. Hence why I want. At what time? Probably like whenever I get up. So let's say 1-ish GMT. So 2-ish CET. Because that gives me maximum time to get everything downloaded and written down and set up. Because I can do the setup myself. I just want input on mods that everybody is. Icena apparently is going to be the map. I just want input on mods that everybody's going to be happy with. Because I want to try and run it as Eastern European as possible. By the way, look at those beautiful lines that I've made in this field. I think I've done a good job with this field. Hey, Sylvan. I want to try and have like a vaguely authentic Eastern European equipment vibe to it. So that the silliness seems even more silly. Because there's gonna be silliness on the server. I'm not gonna pretend like there won't be. But, you know, the trucks, if we get them, will be Tatras. I want the Caravets on the server, that's pretty much a given. From 3:20 to 4 you're working. I mean, I'd like to work all day Saturday, but I'm setting some time aside to sort the server out for Sunday. I've been slacking a bit the last couple of days, so I think after the stream I'll have my dinner and then launch into some work for the night. Is my basic plan, at least. That's probably going to go to pot, but oh well. But I will be finishing at 7-ish. Probably later than that. Well, I will be finishing at 7, but my dinner won't be immediate. Can you use the Fortune Harvesters? Yep, they're Eastern European, they're East German. Wait, no, where am I going with this? No, this needs to go up to the other field after this, so... excuse me, buddy. John, dear friend, you betrayed me. Put this away in here. Until and past that, you're open for help. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how we're actually going to do it yet. We'll figure that out on Saturday. I have also decided that I'm gonna get rid of the Taurup because, or the Lily, because as fun as it is just a hassle to work with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a forage wagon, but I'm gonna keep the silage sides on this just to annoy people when I'm doing grain harvests. Assuming they'll fit under the harvester. That'll be a problem for another day. Dave doing problem solving. It'll be fine. Can I afford? Actually, I can get rid of the Lily. That is sold. So we got 43 grand to buy a forage harvester. Or a forage wagon even. So what can we afford? Whoops. Wrong button, wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. Loading wagons. We can't afford any of them. I am a genius. Sell the only way to do silage, and then realize that even with that sale, I don't have enough to do silage. In fact, I should be able to get some money together fairly quickly. If it's going to be that sort of equipment, it's going to be Eastern European. Like, it's going to be... It's an Eastern European map. A lot of the AAA mods, the Screamo mods will be on the server, I think. Because they primarily do, like, East German equipment from the late 80s, early 90s, which is a really nice time period for Eastern European equipment in general. Hey, Mossy. So yeah, that's kind of the aesthetic I'm going for, is very heavily Eastern European. Right, can I figure out a way to get some cash? Oh. That's your kind of farming? Oh look, we've suddenly found on the ground right here 150,000 euro. What an amazing coincidence! Isn't that stunning? Oh, we gotta go with the big boys. Hell yes! What an amazing coincidence that we found 150,000 euro on the ground, which conveniently was just about enough to buy the glass cargoes. I'm hoping this has a pickup. And it does. We're good. So look, we're going all branded with this now. Look at me and my amazing brand synergy. Why not add money with F11? Because I know the GS cheat money command off by heart, and I type pretty quickly. It's honestly just as easy for me to cheat money with F11. Or with GS cheat money as it is F11. Well, an amazing coincidence that we had just enough money that we found on the ground to buy the class cargoes. But it will mean we spend less time faffing about doing silage. Just minimizing faff. Yep. Yep. And away we go. Ooh. Sounds on this are pretty quiet. After the John Deere, that's kind of welcome, but also not, because I think the sounds on this are too quiet. John Deere dealership doing black market class items. My kind of shop. Now you see, in this timeline, Chad, John Deere has actually bought everything, and to avoid all these competition laws, they actually keep the old brands running. This is 15 years in the future where John Deere have just bought farming. They own all of the farming. They take found on the ground stolen money. I mean, let's be fair. Let's be fair, Chad. I could have printed that money myself, which is just as illegal, but a whole lot less stolen. What a lucky day on the farm. This is probably going just as quickly as I would have gone with the lily. But also it takes twice as much grass. At least I didn't just find some plain bits. This is true. Some plain bits stolen conveniently from an Etihad Airbus A320. What an odd thing to find specifically. I heard they took the lady shopper I sold them, repented as a deer. Charged 150%. What a lucky day on the totally not doing weird things on the side farm. All I'm going to say is don't look in any of the greenhouses that are covered in tinfoil. Those are the secret greenhouses. They're where I grow the tinfoil. The tinfoil doesn't like being out in the sun until it's fully grown. And then it's fine. But until then, it's got to be in a conveniently very hot and covered with tinfoil. And also quite humid area. Because it gets angry otherwise. It doesn't tin properly. do. I'm kind of tempted, and I know it'll be a stupid idea to get some pigs. That was terrible, chat. That was absolutely terrible. I approve. You get, where is it? You get this noise. That noise describes your joke. The amazing top speed of the class Axion 800 is truly on show today. Much appreciated. You're welcome. Come on. You can do it. I was gonna call this little, but it's really not. You can do it. Axion 800 class. Axion 800 class. Tractor. Eddie had paid me for yesterday. Yes. That was actually money that I skimmed off Eddie had for all the repairs they were supposed to do to that plane after the first landing. That's why I took off so quickly for the second flight. They gave me all the money to repair it and I stole it. This is not the speed you expect from me? I'm being good. I'm being a good girl today. Okay, we're full speed. Or as much as you can manage at the very least. Oh. Oh, he angry. She not impressed with this speed. Or this amount of weight on the back. This is probably meant for a bigger tractor than what I've got. It'll be fine. Oh, I've just realised why it's struggling. I've got the realistic weight mod on. Oh, that explains why this is going to be fun. Oh, it's like hitting the brakes. I've got the realistic, you know that mod that doubles the weight of everything in game? I've got that on, which is why we struggle sometimes with hills. Especially when we've got like a full trailer on the back. On the bright side, we made it back to the yard. I may have made a grave miscalculation. That kind of works, but now there's a huge gap in the... Okay, I've got to fix this. Come here, big. Nom. Just need to fill gap. Big is stuck. Big is no longer stuck. How much silage is in here, by the way? 225,000. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna need to do any silage for a while. I may set up the BGA. Because like we're now actually in an excess of silage. Although I might just do third cut hay just to ensure that we've got hellacious amounts. But I think... No, actually, we've got enough hay to see us through. I can actually do third cut BGA silage. That said, I'm not looking forward to trying to compact 230,000 litres of silage later. And it's going to be actually closer to 500,000 litres by the time we're done. Speaking of BGA, I really like the BGA that does root crops on the mod hub. Makes you doing root crops a little bit more relevant. Not excessive unless I send the cows to family planning. No. Where's the combine and its natural... It's right there. Don't worry, the art project is still there, Aaron. The art project is not planning on being moved. The only time the art project will be moved is if I accidentally whomp it. Which, I mean, it's me, it's entirely possible that I accidentally wallop it with something. Oh wow, it's 6:30 already? I don't know why I keep looking over at the time there. I've got the time on my screen. Literally have a mod so I don't need to check my second screen. But no, I never use the mod until I've already checked what time it is. And then I realize that, oh yeah, I've got the real-time mod. Do I find the compacting process is really slow? I mean, if you've got 250,000 litres of silage, yes. For some reason. It does take a while to compact 250,000 litres of silage. But then again, it does tend to take a little while to compact 100 tons of something. The art project has become a local tourist attraction. I have 15,000 per day on my account. Do you know what? I could have said that was like people. An art collector has bought the combine for 150 grand, but it has to stay in its exact position because that the art is actually the fact that it's in the field. It's like that banana that was masking tape, or it was duct taped to a wall and it sold for some redonkulous amount. As you feed boiled potatoes to the... No, I didn't see that mod. Have I seriously still not moved that? No, it's not moving. It's an art project, Richard. You can't ruin... I can't ruin art. It's the most natural kind of art. The nice... The type that just happened. So the art project combine is not moving. The combine was sold for 2.5 million. That is the weirdest explanation of how silage is supposed to look I have ever seen, Alex. Normal silage goes, not... Whoops. There we go. I didn't crash, it turned with style. Will I continue with Sandy Bear roleplay? Probably not. Odds are I'm not going to do many videos other than like special one-offs. On this channel at least, because honestly just don't find them as fun as I used to. They're a lot more work than I get enjoyment out of. Call it class henge. Oh my god. Why not mega henge, seeing as they're megas? Alright, this does a thing. What does this do? It goes up. It goes... Oh, I'm... Maximum low. We need to dig the grass out. It's a visual representation. It's got the machines for doing beet pulp, boiling potatoes, grinding grain, a whole bunch of interesting stuff. Is that on the mod hub, guys? Is that on the mod hub? Because I had a massive voice pop there, and they didn't make a noise. On, down, good, grass, silage, soon, delicious, cow. Hey, TFB. Yep, it's on the mod hub. I didn't see that today. Hello, Adam. This has a different horn, I think. I do not remember having a generic car horn. Quite okay with that, to be honest. I still have tea. Ah, delicious tea. That glorious moment when you realise there is still tea in the mug. And it's still warm because travel mug. Which you can buy at !merch. Shameless. Shameless shilling. The advantage it has over any other white travel mug is that it has been blinded by the light. It has come on into in between. There we go. It's got my logo on it, which you can barely see. There we go. It's got a Rainbow Dave logo. But it is a very good travel mug. Like all joking and faffing with lighting aside, very good mug. I use it regularly. In fact, this is the second cup of tea I've had in it today. Also, hello, Sideways. Go get the Pottinger Jumbo Wagon from Mod Hub. I mean, I could. I can edit the XMLs in this? No, I can't. DLC is encrypted, and I'm not breaking encryption. It's encrypted for a reason. I could edit the XML of the Ursus to have a Dixie Horn, but then I couldn't put it on the server. It's also why I haven't touched the Ursus yet. I haven't decided if it's going on the server yet. Picture of the cows in the sailboat? No! I haven't. Most of the guys up my way do bale silage. Am I getting the new DLC? I will be getting it one way or another, yes, TFB. I tend to get all the DLC. I'm a completionist when it comes to Farm Sim. I need to have all the DLCs. So, whether or not I actually like giving up on the... Yeah, it was too time consuming, RN. Whether or not I actually like DLCs, I need to have them all. Just... Since I started playing Farm Sim FS13, I have owned every single bit of content Giants have put out for it. So, I'd feel bad not buying a DLC at this point. Or not having it. Now, I have up until now with FS19 not paid, not actually paid for any DLCs. I did buy the game on Steam because I like having the game on Steam, but Giants have been very kind to me. Which Ursus am I talking about? The one that I have on this map. Which I can't remember which one it is. And Ursus. Did the Cotton DLC for next harvest? No. The only DLC you bought was Big Button FS17. Yeah, no, I've had all of the DLCs for Farm Sim since FS13. And FS19, I've been lucky enough to be on a list of people who don't need to pay for them. One of the only ways to legitimately get things for free. And I can't thank Giants enough for it, but I mean, that's why I'm a bit more positive about FS19, is like, I don't need to worry financially. It's also why I tend to be a bit more open about stuff. Like, hey, my opinions might be clouded by the fact that I don't need to pay for this stuff, therefore, reasons. Is Charwell a good map? I've never played Charwell, Aaron. All the maps that I've played for FS19 are on the channel. Every map that I've played, and I think every map... No, the only one that I've looked at that I haven't put on the channel was This Is Ireland. Because I didn't like it. Myself. I didn't like This Is Ireland. But that's the only map that I've looked at that I... actually, Air Ireland... Did I put Air Ireland on the channel? That was another map that I looked at. But I can't remember if it went up on the channel. Every map that I've played actively has been on the channel. You feel Lancy's maps are too disorganized. Lancy's maps have a certain... There's a method behind it. They feel lived in, and I really, really like that. They are a bit chaotic at times. And occasionally they show off his weaknesses in map making, which granted are less and less now, but he does have some weaknesses still, and they are sometimes highlighted by the way that he decides to make a certain map or other. Best choice would be the rear-wheel drive version. I mean, yes, you live in Eastern Europe, so you're going to be kind of the main one for picking out the... I know that Latvia is kind of Northern Europe, but East-ish. It's east of Germany. And if I'm going to call Eastern German things Eastern European, I'm going to call everything east of Germany. Do I stream because I don't have to edit? No, I stream because I've got real-time feedback, and like real-time interaction with people watching. It's nothing. It's nothing to do with editing or not editing. In fact, I have spent the last 2 weeks. I have picked a map for the server, Oicina. It's an Eastern European style map, which I know they're not for everybody, but my absolute favorite maps are Eastern European. I know that I tend to play UK and Irish maps the most, but like in terms of pure visuals, I think Eastern European maps are absolutely mind-blowing with what they do. They feel so real and so lived in. And I always try to have at least one Eastern European map on the go during a farm sim game. I always try to play at least one because it's always kind of an eye-opener to what the visuals can really be like in farm sim. Because they go 3 miles beyond with textures. They change every single texture on the map. So go to save at the moment. I've not played it. I'm looking forward to I guess Saturday. I'll hop on the server to help set up on Saturday. I'm looking forward to like playing it on Sunday. I'm more than happy, by the way, to let the I'm just gonna move my mic, bear with. I'm more than happy to let the server admins choose all the mods and maps. Because then I can kind of go in blind in a way. Plus, they're on it more than I am, so it's not fair me choosing things that they have to play. You play Marvel for John Deere Fix every so often. Yeah, Marvel's good. Marvel is a good map. Like, I don't think I've been on any maps that I classify as just... Actually, no, there is one that I classified as just bad. In FS19, but like, a lot of the maps have been very good. Feels like it's lived in naturally. Ooh, yes, that's the kind of map I like. That's the aesthetic I like. That's why I don't play German maps very often. German maps, it's very funny, and this is generalization, but it's also generally true. German maps have a habit of being clinically tidy and clean and well detailed, but like everything has its place, and it doesn't feel like a real place. It feels kind of like a toy town that somebody set up, and everything's kind of super glued in place, and it has kind of a natural feeling. And then the Eastern Europeans are just like, here, we make farm, it look like farm, we work farm, is good, and it looks and feels and everything like a real farm, and it's amazing. And it's filthy. They're filthy generally, Eastern European maps, and I love them. The stuff in Oicina doesn't need to be there, but it is. The details make the map so much better. That's the way I always feel. Like, if somebody's going to put in stuff that doesn't need to be there, it should be like detail work that improves the map overall. Welcome back, Hayden. Yeah, we're going to be up near 500,000 litres of silage in that bunk. That's the backup bunk. That's in case the top bunk gets emptied. It's messy, but in a way that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but Eastern Europeans always kind of do that, where it's like the map is a mess, but it's a good mess. And I can't get my head around how they do it. I know. It's funny how some of my highest praise for maps is saying stuff that would normally be negative, like, it's filthy, it's a mess, it's all over the place. And it's like, no, that's just high praise from me, but it does sound like I'm complaining. I want maps that are filthy and messy and there's stuff just everywhere. Long haul's almost over. I don't like doing long hauls in Flight Sim. I like taking off and landing, and long hauls kind of take that away from me for too long. That said, they explained the world tour, because it is going to eventually port over into Microsoft Flight Sim. There is a 10-hour leg in the planning. One of the legs that I could potentially do, it's not actually marked on the map for it, but there is a 10-hour leg that I could do. Which I don't know how the hell I'd stream that. It might be a split stream where I do, like, take off, stream something else for a couple of hours, and then, or maybe do some work for like 8 hours, and then come back with an hour left in the flight and land. I don't know how I'd do a 10-hour long haul. Yes, Kurovets is a must-have for the server, Alex, don't worry. We'll sort out the mods on Saturday, though, Alex, about one-ish, depending on when I get up. But what I want to do is I want to wipe every mod off the server as is. And start with a clean slate for Oicina. The sucky thing is, like, I'd love to put some of the DLC in, but at the same time, I don't want to have people coming in and being like, I can't join the server because I don't have this DLC. I'm like, nah, don't make me feel bad. That's why I never put DLC on servers. If ever you're wondering, it's like, I don't want people to, like, want to be on the server, but they can't because they can't afford a DLC, or they don't want to buy a DLC. You have no DLC, exactly. And I put enhanced vehicle mod on. No, that has... I've spoken... Okay, so, true fact. I was... wasn't me, it was Landy spoke to Wopster about enhanced vehicle. It might have been me. One of us, either way. And he said he had a look at the code of enhanced vehicle, and he didn't say exactly what, but he said it scared him. So, if you're wondering why enhanced vehicle suddenly disappeared out of all of my saves, it's because it scared Wopster. And if something scares Wopster, it terrifies me. Because Wopster is code god. And if something's scaring him, then... if something scares somebody who knows what the code can do, then it terrifies somebody who doesn't. So, I'm not saying it's a bad mod. I'm saying it scared Wopster, and that unnerved me enough to remove it. Because I'll trust Wopster when it comes to like, coding stuff any day of the week. Use it all the time, can't play without it. I'm sure it does nothing, but it scared Wopster, and that was enough for me. Like, when I did play with it, I had no issues. But, the simple fact that Wopster was concerned by it was enough for me to remove it. Because I'm gonna trust somebody who knows what the hell they're on about over my own personal feelings. This is problems of doing science. If somebody presents you with an argument that like, hey, you should maybe be concerned about this, you think about it logically and realize that you know less than the person who told you that maybe you should be concerned, and then you think, okay, I am now concerned. I will do as suggested. There's another mod on ModHub that provided a shuttle. That might have been Wopster's one. Because I do have a shuttle mod. Fun fact, I do have a shuttle mod. From Wopster. But I can't remember if it's the one that's on the ModHub or not. But I think we will call the stream here in a minute or two. Well, not call it, but we'll kind of come to a grinding halt with some compacting of the silage, because that needs... I want to try and get that done in a somewhat piecemeal way. I don't want to have a stream where I'm compacting silage for 10 minutes at some point. Or like half an hour to an hour. So if I try and get a lot of the compaction done now, it'll actually save time in the future. Plus we've got, you know, only about 10 minutes left. There's no point in me starting another field. There probably is a chance... Yeah, that's what my concern was like... It did nothing when I was using it, but what concerned Wobster? He never said. But the fact that it concerned him and scared him is like, okay, that can do something that it shouldn't. Or there's something not quite right with it. That it could break everything at some point and start deleting save games. So I'm going to not use that mod anymore because I no longer trust it because it scared Wobster. Which, I mean, it's a reason. Maybe not the best, but you don't need to have good reasons to not use mods. You just need reasons. Right, let's use big. Can I get this into a position where I can level the silage a bit with it? I know there are levelers for doing this, but I have traditionally done it with these. There we go. No, this one gets angry if I try and get into some sort of leveling position, which kind of sucks. That said, it's kind of working now. You broke FarmSim. What have you done to it today, Aaron? How have you angered FarmSim gods today? Which, by the way, I've noticed that various game gods have now got names like, you know, angering the Kraken in KSP, and apparently Clang for space engineers. FarmSim doesn't have a physics god, and that's kind of sad. I feel like we should name the physics god like John. John McDonald. Or just Old MacDonald, you know, you gotta pray to Old MacDonald so the physics doesn't screw you up while bailing. Fear the clang! Derek. Imagine a god called Derek. Derek? You edited a trailer mod so it had more capacity. Now the whole map is covered in What the hell did you do to it? You know, this pit was a lot nicer before I started trying to level it out, so I'm gonna do it the way that I always do it. Which is, the way that Alex wants to complain about it, which is giant-ass ramp. It's flat on the ground, then giant-ass ramp to the top. You made the capacity... Is that 100 million? I'm not counting the zeros, but that looks like 100 million or a billion. Which I'm somehow not surprised now that your map got covered in grass. A billion, yeah. See, like, my silage method works. Alex, the difference is when you're doing it into a flat back. I am actually going to argue in favor of the way that I do silage. When you're doing it into a flat back bunker like this one, you actually do want to have it go into giant ass ramp up to the top at the end. We're 30% compacted. Sorry, 10 billion. Oh god. Yeah, 10 billion capacity in a farm sim trailer is maybe a touch much. I wonder if I can get this so the front of it is just sheer. Like I want to try and get this so there's no ramp at all, that it just goes up vertical. There we go. Look at how neat and tidy my silage pit is now, though. By the way, Hayden, was that American billions or British billions? Because there's a difference. Because an American billion is 1,000 million. A British billion is a million. They've more or less converged at this point, but there was a point at which a billion was... How much a billion was actually dependent on where you lived. And you would hear people talking about 1,000 million or something on the news, etc. Numbers billions. There we go. Look at that neatness. I mean, it's barely compacted at all, so... Hang on a second, if I've broken the silage pit... I may have broken this in such a way that I can compact it and keep it perfectly neat. Which, if I have, that is the best glitch that I've ever found. Now got a roller? No. 34%. 35%. Oh my god, I have glitched it. I have angered Derek and he's helping me. Because we're compacting the silage extremely slowly, but not deforming the pit. I have a new idea. Is this going to work? This is working. Oh my god. I'm going to have the most perfect silage pit in the history of Farm Sim. Granted, there's still another field's worth of silage to come into it, but I now know how to glitch it. Use the pro... No, I'm not using the Profi Hopper. Back with the combine. That's how I ended up with the art project. Also, this just looks ridiculous, so I'm happy. Look, it's perfectly level. Oh my god. Well, I guess, if nothing else, guys, we have all learned together today. And what we've learned is you can anger silage pits into being perfect. You can get them to get so contrary that, in fact, they're perfect. Also, that was highly skilled compacting techniques. I made no mistakes. Alley-oop. Oh no! I took a... No! Oh no, I hit it too hard and now it's actually behaving again. Oh, I've ruined it. Right, come on. You're going to do as I want again. Have I re-glitched it? I may or may not have. I have not. Oh. Oh well, let's continue compacting just the top. Ooh, in fact, this is a better way, because look, we're actually making the edges nice and round. One of the wheels did just glitch into the pit there. Wonder if Derek was happy with the way I left the Dominators and decided to help, but John stayed cross. Distinctly possible. Oh crap. Distinctly possible crap. For when you're... Something's distinctly possible, but also terrible. Or possibly terrible. Oh god, what has happened? $365 online? That's Bank of Ireland, isn't it? I got a text from what may or may not have been my bank. So I'll need to look at numbers and Google things immediately after the stream to check to see if I've broken something. But that is going to do it for the stream today, guys. The text is saying getting refunded. No, it says something about 365 online now being off due to security reasons for some reason. What time am I finishing at? Right about now. Eden, thank you for the $10 dues. Yeah, I'm going to finish the stream now. I was planning on finishing at 7 anyway. But, yeah, I need to do some googling and stuff. What? Okay, what exactly is this message? Dear...
This should help.
Dear, comma, good, no name. I'm gonna actually read this out here because it's a fake. It's a scam. So... If you're in Ireland, this is going to be very important to listen to, especially if you've got a Bank of Ireland bank account, because this might screw you up. Dear comma, no name. 365 Online, which is the Bank of Ireland online banking service, has been locked now for security reasons. Go to www.verify365online.boi to follow unlock procedure. BOI Ireland. That is fake, that is a scam, and... you need to be aware of that. Bank of Ireland will not text you that. That is a scammer trying to get your money and get access to your bank account. So, be very aware of that if you're Irish and banking with Bank of Ireland, that text is fake. Because I don't deal with Bank of Ireland. And it's from an 085 number as well. 08, I'm not going to give out the full number. It's 085 and the last 3 are 151, so be aware of that. Be aware of that if you're Irish. Anyway, that's going to end the stream. With actual, like, important, decent information. Thank goodness I am actually with AIB. So scammers, get good, please. Even then I wouldn't fall for that, because it doesn't have my name. Anyway. Just got that text. You got that text exactly. Interesting. Until next time, stay safe, and goodbye. And try not to get scammed in the meantime.